Welcome to Enhancing Customer Experience. To get the most out of this training, click on the Audio Transcript tab on the left so that you can get all of the information, even if you would like to turn off the audio. After this training, you will be able to define customer experience, or CX, describe and implement the 3 behaviors for enhancing customer experience, and find customer experience resources at GSA. Let's get started. First, let's quickly review the customer experience fundamentals we learned in the CX at GSA training. Customer experience is an individual's perception of their interactions with an organization or brand. Each interaction and touchpoint can be a key moment that makes a lasting impact. Think of every customer interaction as a theater production. Each touchpoint has both a front stage and a backstage. Front stage is what the customer can see, hear, touch, or otherwise directly perceive. It is where the customer interacts directly and visibly with the service provider, which can be through people, things, and processes. The backstage is what is invisible to the customer but makes the front stage possible. These are things like policy, strategy, infrastructure, design, and coding. Every federal employee can impact federal government customer experience, whether their role is front stage or backstage. This is because every federal employee contributes to at least one of the 3 customer experience drivers, as outlined in the Office of Management and Budget's Circular A11. Circular A11 identifies 3 drivers that executive branch agencies must use to measure customer experience. They align with industry-leading practices from both the private and public sectors, including Fortune 500 companies, market research institutions, and international organizations. To enable cross-agency benchmarking, the A11 provides baseline statements that agencies must use when collecting feedback on the 3 drivers of customer experience. Click on each driver to see the subcategories and baseline statements executive branch agencies ask their customers to rate. For a more thorough review of customer experience fundamentals, the CX at GSA training is available on GSA Insight. Now let's talk about how we can enhance customer experience. These are the 3 main behaviors for enhancing customer experience. First, conduct customer research. Second, synthesize your insights. Third, make incremental improvements. We can also think about these 3 behaviors by asking 3 key questions. What do I know? What does it mean? And what do I do about it? Enhancing customer experience is an iterative process, as shown by the dotted line arrows. We repeat these behaviors to continuously enhance customer experience. For example, we start by conducting customer research. Behavior 1. We synthesize the insights and identify possible ways to improve. Behavior 2. Then we test out a possible improvement. Behavior 3. To understand the impact of the implemented improvement, we need to conduct customer research, Behavior 1, and synthesize new insights, Behavior 2, to determine whether the implementation produced an actual improvement. This will then help us decide whether to expand the implementation, make additional adjustments, or try something else, Behavior 3. Now, let's talk more about each behavior and look at some examples. The first behavior for enhancing customer experience is to conduct customer research. Ask yourself, what do I know? The goal is to understand what your customers want to do and what they want from you. Customer research starts with determining what you already know and what data you already have. This can include both operational and experience data, such as revenue, utilization rate, and customer satisfaction. The next step is reaching out and connecting with your customer. This can provide informal and qualitative data that will help you choose the formal data collection methods appropriate for the situation. Structured feedback collection methods include interviews, focus groups, surveys, and more. The second behavior for enhancing customer experience is to synthesize your insights. Ask yourself, what does it mean? The goal is to know whether your customers are getting what they need and to identify their pain points. Start with analyzing the quantitative and qualitative data collected through Behavior 1. Visualize your customers' experiences and generate insights from the data analysis. Finally, synthesize your insights and identify opportunities for improvement. Customer personas, journey maps, and text analysis are some of the tools that may be valuable here. The third behavior for enhancing customer experience is to make incremental improvements. Ask yourself, what do I do about it? The goal is to take swift action on the improvement opportunities identified in Behavior 2. Conduct low-fidelity, quick tests of ideas and measure the impact of these tests. If an idea needs to be refined, adjust it and test again. If an idea leads to a positive impact with a positive return on investment, roll it out on a broader scale. If an idea doesn't work at all, don't be afraid to discontinue the effort and use what you learned to inform future improvements. Here are some GSA case studies that illustrate the 3 behaviors for enhancing customer experience. Case Study 1. Improving the hiring process. The Office of Human Resources Management, OHRM, understood from its customers that there are opportunities for improvement in the hiring process. In response to this customer feedback, OHRM conducted customer research, Behavior 1, on what the hiring managers need throughout the hiring process. In 2020, OHRM collaborated with the Office of Customer Experience, OCE, to collect primary and secondary research, including interviewing hiring managers and gathering existing administrative and feedback data, such as past focus group data and time taken for each step of the hiring process. After conducting customer research, OHRM worked with OCE to synthesize insights, Behavior 2. The team is analyzing the collected data and actively identifying opportunities for improvement. OHRM will then transition to Behavior 3, make incremental improvements, by testing ideas to find the ones worth rolling out more broadly to improve the hiring process. Case Study 2. Tenant Satisfaction Survey. The Public Buildings Service, PBS, has been using the iterative process of enhancing customer experience for many years. It conducts customer research, Behavior 1, by distributing the Tenant Satisfaction Survey, TSS, annually to collect feedback from all federal employees. To understand the tenant experience, Behavior 2, PBS and the Office of Government-Wide Policy perform robust data analysis to identify major drivers of satisfaction and the relationship between drivers. They take into account many factors of the tenant experience and identify opportunities for improvements. To make improvements, Behavior 3, PBS identifies where resources may be most efficiently used to improve the overall satisfaction of tenants and creates action plans for building managers based on their individual building performance. The iterative process to enhance customer experience continues when PBS sends out the next annual Tenant Satisfaction Survey. Case Study 3. Customer Loyalty Survey, CLS, and Supplier Relationship Management Survey, SRMS. The Federal Acquisition Service, FAS, conducts large-scale customer and supplier research, Behavior 1, every year using the CLS and the SRMS. It synthesizes insights, Behavior 2, by analyzing the collected data across both surveys to visualize its customers' and suppliers' experiences, and it identifies opportunities for improvement. FAS uses its Voice of the Customer and Supplier app to conduct action planning for making incremental improvements. Behavior 3. FAS tracks its progress on a regular basis and communicates with customers, suppliers, and GSA stakeholders routinely to close the feedback loop. The iterative process to enhance customer experience continues when FAS employees check in with their customers and again when FAST sends out the next annual CLS and SRMS surveys. There is a lot more you can learn about customer experience. Here are a few ways to find more customer experience resources at GSA. The Office of Customer Experience, OCE, hosts a monthly CX Community of Practice meeting to highlight customer experience efforts across GSA. The Community of Practice is open to all of GSA. OCE also maintains a list of CX resources, such as GSA's Digital.gov Customer Experience Toolkit and the CX Evaluation and Buying Guide. The CX Chatter Group is an open forum where users can share customer experience resources and lessons learned. For more information, visit OCE's Insight page. Congratulations, you have completed this course. To print your completion certificate, return to the Learning page in OLU and under the History pod, select View All to access the completed work screen. Find this course and either click the printer icon under Action or mouse over the course title and select Print Certificate. To exit this course, click on the Exit Course button.